Today we'll be talking about the career path and opportunities in information technology, and we'll be focusing on the non-programming domain also. So, as we all know, the education activities are moving to a digital world. So the ICT-enabled learning and teaching is moving forward everywhere. So in this situation, I would say that IT industry has less affected compared to others during this pandemic period. So we all know that the latest technologies, the cloud computing, the mobile applications, a massive amount of data. So we have a lot of softwares, the ever expanding World Wide Web, social media. So all these factors, so all these technologies are leading in the world. So I would say the organization rely on well qualified and highly specialized IT professionals. So in this situation, I would like to share my experience in the industry
Clint,
and
it's
the
not
career
audible
opportunities.
clearly. Clint, it's not audible clearly.
Can you, ma'am? Is this fine?
There was a little break in
Am I
audio.
audible?
Okay. Continue.
All right. Okay, so we'll be discussing some of the programming and non-programming jobs, IT jobs that are presently available in the IT industry. So I think I'm audible and visible. Is that okay, ma'am?
അതല്ല എൻ്റെ തലയെടുത്ത
So I think I'm audible and visible. All right. So our session will be moving forward. The outline of the session will be, I'll be explaining about my work life, then the to-do list that we can actually uh, follow in our college days. And then we'll move to the fields that are open to IT, computer science graduates, job vacancies available, and the opportunities, especially in the non-programming domain. Then we'll go to the future of information technology, and finally we'll be having a small question and answer session. Okay, so as Midhina mentioned, I completed my BTech from Amal Jyoti in 2015, and after the Microsoft certificate course, I joined as network support engineer in RM Education Solution. It's in Technopark, Trivandrum. So I was providing technical support for servers for education institutions across the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. So currently, I'm working with Center for Life Skill Training and Research in Trivandrum. So we are providing some education firm which provide technical as well as management trainings to students and professionals across the country. Okay, so we'll start. So the college days. So some of us are in college now, and others are in school, waiting for the college. So let me just share the college days. So what you can do once you're in college before getting into the industry. The first thing is know the base from the college. So you have teachers, mentors, and online study resources, all the materials to have about your industry. That means if you're in IT, computer science, whichever stream you're in, the college days, your initial preparation or your initial focus should be about learning the basics, know the basics. So the second thing is know about the industry from your teachers and seniors. So you have a large group of seniors and teachers there who are highly knowledgeable about different areas in the IT industry. So make use of our teachers, our seniors, to understand what's happening in the IT industry or your specific domain, so that you'll be able to get a proper understanding what's happening in the industry. And third, you need to understand your area of expertise. So what this means is, from you're choosing, you'll be getting information about the different domains, the different areas in the industry. So after that, you need to choose a particular field that you like most or that you like to work more. So select these particular domains, these areas, and proceed in that path. And the next is, if you are going to proceed, before that, you have to see what is your potential before taking up this career. The next one is about maintaining a good relationship and interpersonal skills. So the main core area in IT industry, apart from the technical skills, are your soft skills or the interpersonal skills. So keep up the networks with your seniors, with your teachers, and I'm sure that you'll be getting a lot of trainings from the college, external trainings, add-on courses. So all these will definitely help you to understand what's happening. I still remember there were a lot of technical and non-technical programs that was available in our college. The tech defense, the ethical hacking session from tech defense team Mumbai. So there were a lot of programs. So you will be able to understand where you should focus on, and you should maintain this network. Your seniors, the external faculties, the technical domain experts, etc. And finally, before one of the main important thing is improving your soft skill. So we all know what soft skills are: the communication, the teamwork, the problem solving skills, time management skills, and decision making. So you need to develop these skills once you're in college. So how can this be improved? I can say that the problem handling and the leadership skills can be improved through conducting or being part of programs, events in your college. I still remember the Ashore Arena Arts Festival, Onam celebrations, Music Club NSS. So you are getting a lot of opportunities to have to enhance your problem handling and leadership skills. So please make use of these events or areas so that you'll be able to move forward in a better way. And also, finally, regarding the placement assistance in the last year, uh, you need to prepare your resume and you need to attend the mock interviews, the group discussions. So all these will help you to improve your personality, your communication skills. Thus, you will be ready for the industry, and also take part in the technical and non-technical events, the Red Hat programs, the CCNA courses, and a lot of other courses that will supplement your knowledge. And also, if you are interested in starting a career as a businessman or an entrepreneur, you can definitely share your thoughts and your ideas with your mentors, seniors, teachers, etc. And you'll be able to get more support from your teachers. The Startups Valley TBI, that's an example. And I'm sure that there are a lot of part-time works and projects are going on there. So you should try to get into these kinds of programs. So we are moving forward, and these are the fields which are open to the IT and computer science graduates. So I've just divided into the basic domains. The first one is programming, as you all know, the development and the coding part, and the networking session, the networking and security part, and we have database administration, the digital media, IT support. So we can broadly classify the fields, the IT fields into these categories. There are a lot other domains also, so we'll be focusing there too. So I'm just giving the job roles or the job opportunities, the job that are available in each domain. So in programming, if you see, you have the web developer, software developer, computer programmer, and developers of different languages: Java, PHP, Ruby, Rails, mobile applications. And for example, if you're using the web
ഈ സാധനം
development,
ഓൺ ആക്കിയാൽ നിന്റെ മോൻ ക്യാമറ കഴിയും അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
all right. So the software engineer programs, that's happening. For example, if you are for web development, you can use Java, JSP, JavaScript, jQuery, Angular, etc. So you're using different programming languages for this particular programming field. So next, we are moving to the network and security. The networking and security, as you all know, the networking means the interconnecting of networks or of machines in an organization. So we have the job roles like network engineer, network system administrator, security administrator, security specialist. So all these jobs are related to the networking and security domain. So as we know, the network security is a broad term that covers a multitude of technologies, devices, and processes. In simply, if we are interpreting simply, it is a set of rules and configurations which are designed to protect the integrity, the confidentiality of the systems in our network. So the networking and security individuals or professionals are doing these sort of jobs. Next, we are coming to the database administration. These are the database jobs. As you can see, there is SQL developer, database administrator, designer, security administrator. So these jobs are mainly focusing on the database of an organization. For example, if the database administrator, he'll be managing, maintaining, and securing the database of an organization, of a company. And we should have the database management skills. So once you're in college, you can have discussions on the database tools, the database coding, etc. And the database developers, as you see here, they'll be focusing on searching, query filters, storage of data, creating the task, internally optimizing the database server. So all these tasks are done by the database developers. So in a simple way, we can tell that the database developers, they build a house, and the database administrators, they are just maintaining the house. So that's the difference between the developers and the database administrators. So we are moving forward. And these next options are the digital media area that can be used, and also the IT support area, the designing area. The digital media, it consists of search engine optimization, social media manager, web content manager, etc. So we'll be discussing about this in the later slides. And we have the designing, the web designer, UI, UX designers, the graphic designers, animators, and game designers. So the other domains in the IT industry, or the latest technologies that we are coming across, is artificial intelligence, data science and machine learning, cloud computing, cybersecurity. So these are some of the new terms that we are hearing in the IT industry or the present world. We'll be discussing about this in the later part of the slides. So I'm just giving you the descriptions about each areas or the new technology industry areas. All right. So in case if you have any queries, you can just post in the message as per the advice of the college. All right. And you can have your questions in the chat box. Okay, so we are moving forward. In this session, we'll be focusing on the opportunities in non-programming areas.
Your phone's in flight mode, so I can't help you with that at the moment.
All right. Non-programming domain are network administration, cloud solutions, business analytics, the designer jobs, digital media jobs, web and or social media analyst, the growth hacker, and user specialist, acquisition specialist. So we are moving to the network administration part. So before that, I would like to say there are also many freelance jobs available in the industry, which will help individuals to do their work in a freelance way. You know, you are not part of any company, you are individually doing the freelance job. So we'll be discussing about it later. Then first, the network administration. So as you all know, The network administration is designing, configuring, and maintaining the networks. In network administration, suppose in a college, we have many devices, many machines, Wi-Fi devices, laptops, mobiles, and servers. So all these machines, these devices are in a network. So the configuration and maintenance of the entire network is done by the network administration team. So the network administrators, they oversee the networks and communication systems to keep information and communications flowing smoothly. That's what the network administrators are doing. Apart from this, they're optimizing the existing systems for increasing the productivity, for greater speed. The network administrators are there in the system. So they implement and plan the network software, the hardware, they fix the network problems, that ensure the network security, availability, and performance standards. So those who are interested in network administration field, you can have the networking courses like Microsoft certified courses, MC, Microsoft certified solutions expert, solutions associate. There are a lot of Microsoft certification programs, and Red Hat programs are there, and Cisco certified network associate programs are there. So you can go for any of such courses, and you can just Google it, or you can do the online courses. So this will help you to get an impression or an idea about the network administration part. Moving forward, next is the cloud solutions. And the cloud solutions architect, they are people who design, build, and implement or maintaining the systems in a premise using the systems of cloud providers. So in the earlier slide, I mentioned about the network administration, where you have the network teams to maintain the servers. You have the core network support team to check the switches, the routers, etc. So that's the job of network administrators. So once we are coming into the cloud solution, all these are moving to cloud, the virtual machines. In cloud, all are virtual. So you'll be aware about the virtual machines, VM. You'll be creating the VM, the network, firewall, custom IP. So cloud engineer will be doing these jobs, the setting up of virtual networks, firewall setup, etc. So to be a cloud engineer, a cloud solution architect, you need to know about the on-premise network solution, what's happening in the on-premise, how the connections are moving on, how the network connections are made, about the ping, the devices, the routers, switch, etc. So you need to have a big picture idea. The on-premise infrastructure knowledge is needed. So you'll be able to design the networks, and you'll be able to manage the cloud. So as you see in the picture, the on-premise devices are connected to the cloud, and the cloud engineer, the cloud solution architect will be making these systems. So moving forward, next we have the business analysis, the business analyst. The business analyst is a person, he's a translator between the software team and the client. The business analyst, the job is very interesting. So you need to be a software tester. If you are a software tester, a manual software tester, he's the person who is testing the objects or the software before releasing to the product environment. So as you all know, the automation testing requires coding knowledge in Java, Python. You need to work with tools like Selenium WebDriver, and so you need to use a coding language. So in manual software testing, you'll be testing without the languages. Prior to public launch, you'll be testing. That is what the tester do in a network, in a organization. He'll be handling the software as a user, and he'll ensure if the software is working perfectly and eliminate bugs. He'll suggest the quality improvements. So the software tester, he'll be focusing on the clients. He should have a good communication skill. So if you move forward in the career progression, you can assume the role of business analyst. He's the business analyst, as I mentioned earlier. He's the translator between the business and software team. So he collects the requirements, translate and communicate with the developers. That's what a business analyst do. He'll be documenting the processes and integrate this with the technical team. Okay, so that's about the business analyst jobs. Next, we can discuss about the designer jobs. The designer jobs, as you know, the core thing in designing is creativity. So you need to have user a good look and feel on your website, on web app. So the designers will do this part. So the prime or the mandatory skill is creativity. So for designing a software and ability to connect through the designs. So these are some of the basic information about designer jobs. So you can see a lot of designer jobs like user interface designer, that's UI designer, and UE designer, that is user experience designer. So I'll just go through what user interface designer is. He'll be focusing on the visual design of, as the name suggests, he'll be designing the user interface, the look and feel of software interface, the visual design, everything will be handled by the user interface designer. The user experience designer, he'll be knowing the most effective way to structure the content or site or application. So where to place a particular tab, where to place a button. So all these designing are done by the user experience designer, the UX designer. And next is the mobile device designers. They'll be designing the interface of mobile, and we all know the graphics and game designers. So all these designing jobs are helpful for an organization to improve your web application, to improve your product view. So coming to the digital media jobs that are available. The present digital media jobs, as I mentioned in the earlier slides, are the content manager, the social media manager, web content manager, etc. So you need to have a strong oral and written communication talent. So this will help you to content online. Also, you should have the digital marketing skills like the search engine optimization specialist. So the SEO is one of the core area that will help an organization to improve better. And we'll be moving forward. Every business wants more visitors, or every business wants getting more visitors to their website. The search engine optimization specialist, he will help to get the business, to get the visitors to your website. The SEO, it is a toolkit that is available in every digital marketer's hand. So they will collaborate with those and designers to ensure they will ensure the best SEO and be looking for the keywords that are available. And he'll be the SEO overall to increase the website view. Next, web or social media analytics. The web social media analytics, it is a new area after the internet and social media market. So the web or social media analysis or analyst will help to get the complete view of customers and to grow your business. So you'll be able to understand what the customers are doing in your website, the operations they are doing in your website. So the web analysis will help improve performance. And another area, which is a non-programming area, is growth hacker or user acquisition specialist. The growth hackers, as the name suggests, it's something related to the growth of an organization. So the growth hacker or user acquisition specialist, he'll be creating low-cost growth strategies to acquire new customers to the business. And based on the customer response, they implement onboarding strategies, they'll experiment, they'll measure the result, and tweak the plans, which will help to improve the company's growth. All right, so we'll be talking about the future of information technology. And here, as you all know, latest domains we discussed earlier, the data science, artificial intelligence, etc., are on the way. It's already in the domain. So the world of information technology is always evolving, as you all know. The emerging technologies, they are posing a big threat to the traditional business. So they are forced to look for employees who are capable in doing the new technologies. I would say the emerging technologies such as AI, artificial intelligence, automation, etc. They job experiment. So the induction of artificial intelligence, data science, and machine learning will generate more jobs, I would say. So if you are a student, it's very important to know the latest developments in the market, because once these technologies come into use, the employees will try to hire the people who have these skills. So you need to research. All right. So this is about the future. There are a lot more. I'll be just focusing on some special areas. It's always evolving, as you all know. The AI, it's the main thing. So it's the buzzword in the industry. So what's AI, artificial intelligence? There is a general confusion among people where they equate artificial intelligence with the humanoid robots. But AI is not humanoid robot. For example, if you see the self-driving cars by Tesla, the Amazon Echo, Siri, so these can be the applications of artificial intelligence. So what's the purpose of artificial intelligence? It's basically to get the machines to do things that the humans do. Obviously, the machines can't do everything that we do because of the limitations. So we try to train them, we try to give information to them to properly do things and to replace the human being. I would say artificial intelligence and machine learning, it's not about just next 2 or 5 years. The business in future will be done based on them. And regarding the data science or the data analysis era, we know in this world at present, the data is scattered. There is a huge amount of data on cloud, on the entire world. So these scattered data should be collected and should be processed and create the output. So the data science is another area which will help to improve the business of an organization. And I would say the data engineers or the data science specialists will collect these scattered data, they process as per the requirement of the company, as per the requirement, and create the output. So a data science engineer will be dealing with the data stored in database. He'll be going through the informations. He'll be collecting the data and processing further. So the data analyst job, what's the data analyst is doing? He'll be analyzing the data set and spotting the trend, what's new in the IT sector. And he'll be forwarding this information to the organization for the better business. Okay, so the collection and organization of a large set of data, that's what the data science is all about. And next is the machine learning. Machine learning, as you all know, it's integrated with the data science. It's the teaching of machine, teaching the machine to learn something. That's all about the machine learning. For example, I will share you an example. In a mobile phone camera, there is an option for detecting the female and male. So you can see some applications. So once you switch on the camera, it will identify if you're. So this is an integration of machine learning or with the present technologies. We need to create a machine learning model. We need to train the model. For example, we'll be initially setting up a webcam. Our task is the task of the model. So in machine learning, we'll say the model, and we are training the model to get a desired output. In our example, we are trying to make a male or female detection model. So wherein we will use a web camera, and the task of the model is female or male detection. So initially you need to create a base model where you need to make the proper object identification. So you need to filter if it is a human object or not, and detect the male if it's female or male. That's the process which is going in the machine learning sector. So we need to train the machines. We need to millions of images should be analyzed for calculating the variations, the hair pattern, the face patterns. All these features are analyzed in the machine learning training area, or the training of model happens. These structures are happening. So the pixel level decoding of these camera images and matching to common pattern, finally the task is completed. So that's about the machine learning that's happening in the industry. The fact is only about 30% of machine learning model which is created in the world are successful. The scientists or engineers are trying to improve the success rate. They are trying to emulate machine like a human brain. I would say for a fresher, machine learning and artificial intelligence, you should set this as a goal. You cannot just directly enter into the AI or machine learning field. You need to initially meet the prerequisites for machine learning. You need to learn programming languages. I think there are a lot of options for learning programming languages in college and also online. There are free courses in Udemy, Coursera, etc., which you can follow to learn the programming languages once you are in college, so that you'll be gaining more information to be part of this AI and machine learning. Okay, and the next is about cybersecurity. So the cybersecurity, the system admins and networking professionals are interested in security field. So you need to have a proper knowledge about the hacking and the cybersecurity areas. There are a lot of courses happening, and hacking is simply it's a breaking of standard setup, and the security experts address vulnerabilities and redesign the setup by analyzing these vulnerabilities. So the cybersecurity experts or the cybersecurity professionals try to maintain, they have the complete responsibility of the network. So any external threats are happening or any threats are happening in your network, the cybersecurity experts will be dealing with all these. So there are a lot of ethical hacking courses happening. Some of the examples are Kali Linux penetration testing. So you can go for such courses online. So you'll be, if you're interested in the cybersecurity field. The current setup, for example, in the current setup, we'll take an example. In the current setup, there will be many threats for an organization. For example, if you are using an application in your Windows operating system, so it can be a threat, or anything in your core networking level, the routers, the switches. So any device in your network or any application in your system can be a part of threat. The cyber security experts, the network experts should have a proper idea of the protocols, the proper level, and you need to start from the OS level. To be a cyber security expert, you need to know about the entire machine. You need to have idea about the operating system, the ports, the connections, everything so that you will be able to find where the actual attack happened. So the markup value is higher for the people having knowledge on multiple technologies also. I would suggest that thing also. In market, people having multiple skills or having integrated multiple skills have higher options or opportunities than a person who have knowledge on a single technology. So try to learn technologies which are something same, similar, but can be used in different areas, so that once you are into the industry or after 5 years, you'll be able to move to a better place with the knowledge of this field. I still remember just 5 years back, the PowerShell, it was just a good to have skill or preferred skill for network engineers. But now the knowledge in PowerShell is a mandatory skill. So everything is changing. You need to acquire more knowledge on this. And moving forward, the 5G technologies, you all know that what 5G is doing in India, the Reliance Jio and Google, they are jointly developing affordable 4G and 5G phones. So the 5G is going to reduce the latency rate. The latency rate means it's the delay between sending and receiving information. So the information interchange or exchange will be more faster. So you should try to get knowledge about the 5G technologies. And also, you all know that Google is investing about $10 billion, about 75,000 crore in India in the next 5 years. So our industry is changing, and we have more faster machines. We have many startups coming. We have a lot of data centers. Recently, one was the biggest data center in Asia was inaugurated in Mumbai. So the 5G technology, the speed of the network, everything is coming faster. Everything is getting closer. So the 5G technology will definitely help to the IT industry and the world to run faster. Also, the Google Cloud, it is investing very aggressively in India. You all know the Malayali CEO, the Keralite, Thomas Kurian, he is heading Google Cloud. So there are a lot of investments coming into India and also the IT industry. And finally, I would like to say about the augmented reality and the extended reality part. So using this technology, you are provided with additional computer generated information to enhance your perception of reality. For example, it is rendered to you through display devices such as head-mounted display, eyeglasses, head-up display, contact lenses, etc. And also we are incorporating the AR cameras into your smartphone applications. So Google is introducing the AR cameras, and a lot of companies are doing this. Also the IoT, Internet of Things. This is one term that we are hearing a lot lately. But trust me, what see as its application at the moment is just a tip of iceberg. So the Internet of Things is going to change the world. The technology will come to a lot of devices. As you all know, the present day, a house is integrated. House appliances, home appliances are integrated to the internet. You can control a household device through the internet. So the IoT is definitely going to change the IT growth, and these technologies will help the companies to rethink the way they deal with the customers. So it's better to have idea about the new technologies so that you will be able to improve your knowledge about what's happening in the IT industry. According to technology industry body, NASSCOM, the adoption of big data, artificial intelligence and information, IoT, Internet of Things, it is expected to push the cloud market in India to about $70 by 2022. So it's definitely going to change the IT industry. So there are a lot of changes happening and a lot of domains available for you to search for, to work. You can have the online courses, free online courses are available in Udemy, Coursera, etc. You can have the NPTEL classes. I think Amarjyoti is offering such courses. so that you can get an add-on knowledge about these technologies. So finally, I'll be just sharing some of the survey that is done by the Economic Times Group about the data scientists, artificial engineers, value, and you can see as in the image what's happening in the data science and artificial intelligence in India. This is an information or a survey from 2018. So the growth is happening in data science and artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these are some of the information about cloud architects and cybersecurity experts. So from these data, you'll be able to understand the jobs are getting higher in India, even if the technology has upgraded, the new technologies are in IT. There are a lot of opportunities available for the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud architectures, cybersecurity domains. So friends, thank you for listening to me, and let's have some, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll try to answer.
Participants can ask your questions or type in chat. Participants can ask questions or type in chat. Clint?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a question. Government jobs are very less in IT. Government jobs are less in IT field, but why?
Yes, I can say it's actually less. The private industries are taking more advantage, or the government jobs. I can say that a lot of IT jobs are available in government sector field, but the IT industry, it's mainly focusing on the development of applications or the development of the security of networks, etc. And this is done through the software companies. So I would say there are government jobs available, but the private industry is taking more advantage, or they have more technologies, and the government is not having a own technology solution. It will be depending on the private technology partners to have their things done.
Another question is regarding deep learning, scope of deep learning.
All right, okay. So deep learning, it's actually integrated. We can, it's different from the machine learning. There is a small difference between machine learning and deep learning. So in both machine learning and deep learning, you will be trying to teach the machine a thing, or train the model a task, so that you will be able to you'll be able to train the machine and replace the humans. So I would say the machine learning and deep learning, they're integrated. So they are just focusing on the data set, the data that is available in the company, and they'll taking these data and then they are analyzing, learning in depth that's happening in the deep learning. So it can be said as a subset of machine learning, where the engineers and scientists, they are, instead of searching the data, they'll be looking into the algorithms, and automatically they'll be looking into the features that's more useful for the output.
Okay, next question. What is the most popular programming language used in AI?
Most popular. There is not a popular artificial intelligence language. Python is most widely used. You can use as in my knowledge, many of my friends who are working in association with artificial intelligence, they have suggested that you should learn Python, and it's mainly used for AI. So there are also Google languages, Golang, it's available. So if you study, if you have in touch of these Python or Golang, it's a language developed by Google. So if you go through these languages, you'll be able to have the machine learning or artificial intelligence in a more easier way.
Do you prefer studying BTech CS or AI?
BTech CS.
Or AI?
AI. Okay, so I would say if the student is he have a better plan to focus on artificial intelligence domain, he should go for AI. So it will be giving the specific AI related information courses, etc. So BTech in computer science will definitely help you to have a broader idea about different technologies.
I just want to add to this actually. Hi Clint, I'm here. I was in another meeting actually. So I just want to add actually, when you talk about BTech in CS or IT, you're going to study around 50 to 60 subjects
Sir,
including
it's
lab.
AI.
Yes, I am coming to that. So when it is BTech in CS and IT, when you say BTech in CS and IT, you're studying around 60 subjects, which includes the labs and all those things. But when you say specifically AI, it's a specific course, a research, which can actually lead to research also. So you're talking about one single subject of a core IT or computer science subject, and the scope of that is at a different level actually. So you are going to focus on one single area, wherein when you talk about BTech, it's just studying a lot of core subjects only. But when you say AI, it is specific. Okay, so you are going to reach to the next level in a particular domain, that is artificial intelligence.
Thank you, sir.
Whether knowledge and data structure is important in these new gen fields.
Yeah, sure. The data structure, it's important for having the basic knowledge about everything. That is, even the database management, AI, machine learning, etc. You need to have a proper knowledge on the data structure. So then only you will be able to analyze data, get the data part. So I'll definitely recommend to have the data structure knowledge in depth for you to have better understanding in AI, in data science, etc.
Is it necessary to get the certificates for the courses to get into industry, or the knowledge is enough? How is the scope of a lecturer to get into industry? How to get molded?
Oh, it's a long.
Whether certificates for the courses is required or not to get into the industry. or just knowledge is enough? Certifications are valid or not? Is it compulsory? I think that is the question. Certifications are compulsory or not to get into the industry, and what is the scope of a lecturer to get into industry?
Hello, Clint is there? I doubt actually. His connection has gone, I think. Hello. I would like to answer this. When you talk about certificates, actually, for certain courses, you are specific with some particular domain and you are taking certificates. Definitely, it will give an add-on value when you go for any recruitment. But when you say knowledge is enough, it is really good for the entrepreneur. So even you could see that many BTech students having arrears, but with a lot of knowledge, they start their own company. They might not be interested in some of the subjects, and because of that, they do fail. But probably I'm telling you the knowledge will definitely give add-on value to them to actually start up and stand on their own feet. So definitely for a normal procedures, basically when you are looking for a recruitment under a particular employee, certificate do matters actually. I hope you got the answer, Shaiju. Another question is, can a BCA student gain opportunity in these fields? Definitely, BCA, MCA, any person who is taking the degree, or even I say now the trend is like you are a mechanical or a civil or any other branches, anybody can actually get into the field of IT. If you are interested, you have the passion of like solving mathematical problems, you can learn any language very fast, and you can definitely get into any of these streams, any of the particular domain in IT or computer science application areas.
You're there.
Yes, ma'am. I think there was some connection issue.
It's okay.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
All right, okay.
Does the web designing getting scope these days? I think every transactions now is basically through the web. So obviously, how you can optimize whatever you design, how you can optimize in terms of computation really matters. So definitely that is the first step actually any IT or a computer science student or a BC or MCA students actually learn in a study of first year of course. Definitely.
Should I study anything else before joining CS?
All right. Okay. So I would say there is no knowledge. You not need any particular study before you join the computer science. Even I was a biology science student, and after that I just come into the computer science area. So I can say definitely the college will provide you with a lot of trainings which will help you to have understanding about IT jobs or IT subjects. So I would say there's no need of study, but you can have some online courses. There are a lot of free programs available. You can just go through the topics that will definitely help you.
How do we get opportunity in cyber security after completing BCA?
Cybersecurity.
Cyber security
BCA,
after completing
okay.
BCA.
So you. Okay, for cybersecurity, you need to have knowledge on the cybersecurity domain. For example, you have the penetration test by Kali Linux. You can go for that. And there are a lot of other courses in cybersecurity. So I think just having a BCA, it's not, you need to have a more knowledge on cybersecurity. So if you are doing a course, or if you have an idea about the cybersecurity areas, then it would be helpful for you to join as a career cybersecurity expert. So I'll suggest you all to have, if you're interested in cybersecurity, go for a course which will help you to have a basic idea, so that you'll be, once you're into industry, you'll be easily walking. All right.
Okay, some questions are related to certificates. See, like a certificate is necessary to prove your skills. When you're getting into a particular job, certification in that domain is a proof of your knowledge, like that.
I think I have answered it already. When you go for a recruitment under a particular employee, any employer actually. So for any employer, basically, in order to show your additional skills, some certifications is definitely required. For example, if you don't have the degree with the eligible marks, you may not go for a particular for the recruitment process itself. So that you need to understand that when you take a certificate, those certificates should be a standard certificate. It's not basically a 1 or 2 days of certificate. I mean, like there should be content in that particular course. You can take any. There are a lot of courses, online courses that really matters actually. There are NPTEL courses, Coursera, Udemy, Udacity. These courses definitely add values to value when you go for any sort of recruitments. Now, other part I said is when you have your skills, I mean, you don't have certificates. I mean, even a student of a school may develop actually a lot of good things in the field of IT and computer science, and knowing the knowledge, having the skills actually. I think that answered it.
I think we can stop by now. There was a good interaction
Okay.
from the participants, and that proves the quality of the session. So thank you, Clint, for joining us and for spending time with us and giving valuable information like this. So a lot of participants were there who were particularly keen on this title or topic. So thank you, participants, for a good interaction. I hope all of you have got the benefits. Thank you all. Please fill the feedback so that you can get your e-certificate. Thank you, Clint.
Thank you very much, Clint, for taking your time.
Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you, sir.
Spending,
Thank you, Midhina ma'am.
1 hour I could not join in the beginning. So it's really nice you being here, sharing a lot of things with the audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Okay,
all.
once again,
Please.
thank you,
all.
Amanjoli, for
Thank you
giving me
all.
this opportunity. All right, thank you.
Thank you.